Well, hello, and a warm welcome back to the Andrew Eborn Show with me, Andrew Eborn, and the wonderful Mike Read. How are you doing, Mike?
I'm fine. Are you going for the reds first, or are you going to pop the pink?
Well, I thought we should have these silks on. I thought this is the closest I could do to celebrate the fact that you have had your 100th pick from the bulging satchel of Tony McCormick. Tell us about this initiative and how it all started.
Ah, it's your racing gear. I thought it was your snooker gear. Okay.
It could be. It could be.
I thought that's why you're going for the pink first. Yeah,
You see.
you look about to chalk your cue.
Hey,
Again.
hey, not in public.
Tony started doing this thing of picking us a musical horse as a listener, and so that I then started playing the song, and we're now up to 100. He's found 100 in a row, which is quite interesting because, owners back in the day probably wouldn't have had a musical name necessarily. It'd be few and far between. But obviously, people have come through the generations now. Music's ingrained in us, and every day there's one, sometimes a choice of either group names, song names, artist names, and we play one every morning. And I call it Top of the Nags. And now we talked about the idea about doing a little stocking filler for Christmas, a Top of the Nags with a double page with a picture of the horse, picture of the artist, a little bit about the artist, a little bit about the horse, and of course the big seller, the USP, is why the owner called it that name, whether he had any problems calling it that name, why it was called that. That's the intriguing bit. Why did you call your horse, It's Only Rock and Roll? I mean, it's quite interesting. So we thought we'd try it for a little sort of pocketbook, Christmas stocking filler book, top 100 Top of the Nags, and maybe a sort of a table, sort of chart in the back for the most successful Nags, 1 to 100 in that book. I don't know. I mean, that's our idea. We thought it might be a bit of fun.
Oh, I absolutely love it. Anything that can be a hook for a regular feature on the show is brilliant. And you come up with loads of these. What I also like is that your 100th occurred just about March the 25th, which is traditionally the payday where the whole thing about pony up came from. You probably didn't realize that, but it was all from Psalm 119 and the Latin legem pony. Did you know that?
No, nor did you. When did you look it up?
I was just guessing. It was good.
Guessing.
We talk about these glorious coincidences. And do you know why it's called a pony? Do you know about pony and Cockney rhyming slang?
Yeah, I know how much a pony is. It's called a pony because it's how much you were allowed to put on a horse or something like that.
Sort of. We could do a sort of call my bluff on one of this. It's actually, I looked this up as well, a pony, which is 25 quid. As you probably know, it used to be, we obviously don't have £25 notes over here, but on a 25 rupee note, the picture is a pony. And that's what they had. So they rhyming slang was that. And you get a monkey. Do you know how much a monkey is?
A monkey is 50, isn't it?
500.
500?
A monkey, isn't that great? So
I was ripped off. They lied to me.
You see, you can work on that sort of thing.
They said, we owe you a monkey and gave me 50.
I know, I love it. It's got to be good. You also have a deep sea diver.
Oh, deep sea diver. Yeah, a fiver.
There you go. This is like the real Frog and Toad go down the road. We love it. It's got to be good. So yes, it is a fiver. I love all these sort of things. But that's what you do. I love the fact that Tony McCormick, but sometimes he gets it right in terms of the horse will come romping home, even though you say don't put your money on it.
Yeah, we do a little proviso in. We do put the Racing Post comment, like, this is one to watch, which says, don't back it. This is one to watch. So this morning I did a little, in the 100 one, I played a bit of the theme of Champion the Wonder Horse and a little bit of Mr. Ed, and then did a bit of racing commentary. It's Peter O'Sullivan ahead of Claire Balding. It's Tony McCormick and John McCormick now neck and neck as they go to the last, and they're over the last now on the run in. And it's John McCormick from Tony McCormick. It's John McCormick and McCormick. Why I picked those two, I don't know. McCormick and McCormick. What a tongue twister. So that was a bit of fun this morning doing the 100th nag. So yeah, and it was it's great. It's been very, very good. So hopefully it'll be a nice little book for Christmas.
Oh, it's a fantastic book for Christmas. And how did you come across Tony, or did he approach you?
He's a listener. I mean, he's and we started talking because I've had horses with Charlie Nelson at Lambourne in the past, who had 4 horses there. So I used to go down to the gallops, and we'd go down for various weekends and go to various meetings. I've never bet on any of them, bizarrely, and Weatherby's and the Vets Build cost a fortune. So even though our last one, Sir Rufus, won, I think, 3 or 4 races, I saw when I was doing the Ascot for the BBC a couple of years ago. I did it for 2 or 3 years, and John Reed, the jockey, was there, and I said, "John," he said, "Ah, Sir Rufus." I said, "Yeah," because he rode it, and it did pretty well. But it's one of those where you have to enjoy it for a bit of fun and hope it washes its face. That's all you can do, really.
Well, you're absolutely right. I mean, they always say that the way to make a small fortune on the horses
Start with a large one.
is start with a large one. Absolutely, you've got to work on that basis.
But
well, it's delightful little hook in your program, and long may it continue. I look forward to that book at Christmas.
Yeah, well, I had another idea that I mentioned to Tony because I'd had horses, he'd had horses. I said, what about looking at the Doncaster sales and seeing if anything comes up? We could get a horse, call it Top of the Nags, and that might be fun, might be a great PR thing as well. And he said, well, the thing they do now is leasing horses, which I wasn't aware of. He said that would be the best bet. So he's looking at leasing a horse. Then we're going to hopefully call it Top of the Nags, and it would be great PR for the book, and have Top of the Nags maybe on the front cover or something like that. That'd be rather good.
That'd be really, really good. Well, I look forward to that. I have owned horses in the past and invested in all sorts of things. And even when they're winning, you still lose money because you pay for so much with all the upkeep and everything. But it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Weatherby's bill and the Vets bill seem to roll around very, very quickly. But yeah, I mean, we had fun. We go down and go to the Lavender Bulls and go to Lambourne and have a great weekend there. So it's a social thing more than anything else. Go to the Windsor evening meetings. I remember the first time our first horse ran, and we all crowded around the jockey afterwards. It came about 8th of 16, midway down the pack. Didn't do much. And we turned to the jockey, who excitedly, I mean, the owner, the trainers and things like that, and the tipsters might bluff you a bit, but the jockeys don't. And I remember I said to him, I said, well, he turned on his heel, he said, "Never win a race, governor," and turned on his heel and walked away. Oh, that's a bit disappointing.
Incredible. I absolutely love it. But it is the atmosphere there. That's what I'm missing. So Cheltenham this year, obviously they missed all of that, and it's when all the problems started this time last year. But having a look at what's going to happen in the future, hopefully people will get back. And hopefully your Top of the Nags will be on a race course near you very, very soon.
Oh, sounds good to me.
Okay, for now, Tony McCormick and Mike Read, congratulations on your 100th nag. Long may it continue.
Nay.
Nay, absolutely. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.
There you go, a tale of woe from the wonderful Mike Read, celebrating the 100th nag, which he does every single day on his breakfast show. If you'd like to be a guest or have any comments on any of the things that we discuss, write to me at guests@octopustv. That's guests@octopustv.com. Don't forget you can follow me at Andrew Eborn @octopustv and subscribe on all of the usual platforms. But until next time, I'll see you then. Steady on.